Beverly with Beverly's Design Time, and I'm back tonight to do another rotating cake stand for you guys. I did one a few weeks ago, and I asked if you all wanted to see me do one with the Dollar Tree bling, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find enough of the Dollar Tree bling to do it. So I went online to Amazon and got the same bling but in a bigger roll. And I'll leave a link to this in the description box. So yes, we'll be using this, and it's the same exact type of bling. Alright, so that's one thing we'll need. We'll be using a Dollar Tree Lazy Susan. These are some Dollar Tree scissors. One of these cake pans from Dollar Tree. This is a mirror that I picked up at Michael's, and it is 12 inches. And I also picked up this cake foam from Michael's. And as you can see, it says 11.937 inches. So that's just slightly shy of being 12 inches, just like the mirror, so it fits perfectly. I'm also going to be using some of this Krylon Color Master Metallic Silver Paint. And I found some of this bling at Michael's, and it has adhesive on the back, so we'll be using that also. I'm going to use the Dollar Tree FIXALL adhesive, and I'll also be using some E6000. And I'll also be adding these fairy lights, and I have more information about where you can pick these up later in the video. Okay, so guys, with that said, let's just get started. So the first thing that I want to do is take out my cake foam, take it outside, and I'm going to lightly spray it with my metallic spray paint, the silver. And the reason that I'm spraying it silver is because once I put the bling on there, you won't be able to see this white in the background. And the white takes away the look. The silver adds to the look, okay? So that's why I'm doing that. And when you do this, make sure that you spray it very lightly, because if you spray it really close, the spray paint will actually start to melt the foam, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to spray paint parts of my Lazy Susan, and that'll be the sides and underneath, okay? So I'm just going to do that, come back, and pick up where I left off. Hi everyone, I'm back, and I've just finished painting the cake foam and the Lazy Susan, so I'm going to let that dry. While this drying, I decided to go ahead and add some bling to my cake pan, and if you haven't figured it out by now, this is going to be my base. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just cut sections so it'll lay flat. So think about here. So I'm just going to continue to cut pieces this size until I think I have enough to go around. And as you see here, I'll still need to put another row or two on top of this as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, cut those pieces out, and then I'll come back and start gluing those on. So let's just go ahead and pick up where I left off. So I went ahead and started adding the bling around what would now be the base of our cake stand. And I just left a few openings just to show you how to do it. So whenever you're doing something round like this, you need to cut the bling into smaller pieces. Okay, so let's take some E6000, or you can also use some of the FIXALL, whatever glue you prefer. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread this out. Alright. So let's just put this here. And try not to get any of the glue on your fingers. You can put gloves on too. So now I'll take another piece. I think this is shorter. And you can cut whatever size you want to work with. this piece needs to be cut. Let's see. Let's try this. All right, let's cut one more strand. So just go all the way around and press it in place. And it's not going to match up perfectly because it's at a slant. So do that all the way around. So it's going to take 2 more rows of bling to cover this completely. So I'll go ahead and do that and then come back and we'll pick up where we left off. Okay guys, so I'm at the end and I decided to come back on and let you see how I did that. Now putting the last 2 rows on, I realize it's a little bit higher than the cake pan, but that's fine, it still works out. So I just cut some strips of 2 rows. So just go all the way around, pressing it in. And if you need to add more glue, then go ahead and do that. But I'm pretty happy with how this looks. So I'm going to let this sit up for about 3 hours and then come back and work on it some more. Okay guys, so while the bling wrap is setting up on the base, I'm going to go ahead and add some bling to the Lazy Susan. And I'll be using the roll that I got from Michael's, and it has a sticky back. Okay, so now I've completely covered the top part. I want to go right inside here and put some bling wrap around this also, because underneath the cake stand you'll still be able to see this and I don't want it to be just plain. So I'll go ahead and wrap some more bling wrap around this one. Okay guys, so you can see that I've finished putting the bling around the top part, and I also put some underneath here, because once you put the cake pan underneath, this is going to sit up a little bit higher. So you'll be able to see this part, and it was really boring looking, so I just wanted to go ahead and add some bling to it as well. Okay, so for now I'm going to set this aside. And here's the cake foam after I spray painted it. I guess I can go ahead and pull this off. But I also went around the edges because I just want to make sure all that was covered as well. And there's a few imperfections in it, but that'll be fine because it'll be underneath the bling. This was the only one that they had at Michael's. So it had like a little dent there, so I went ahead and purchased it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And when you're spray painting this, you might have to do 2 or 3 coats to make sure it's covered enough. But when you're spraying it, spray at least 10 to 12 inches away, because you don't want to spray it heavy with the spray paint. If you spray it too heavy and too close, it will start to melt the cake foam, so keep that in mind. So now what I want to do is go ahead and start putting my bling on. And I picked this bling up at Amazon, and I'll leave a link for it. And remember, this was supposed to be using the Dollar Tree bling. It's the same type of bling, but I didn't have enough to cover this. So keep in mind, you can do this with the Dollar Tree bling. So now I'm just going to take this and wrap it all the way around and get an idea how much I need and where I should cut it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut here. I always cut more than I need just to make sure. Set this aside. Okay. Now I need to just hold it here and see where I need to cut it to make it flush with the top. So right here, I need to take off 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to take out the first 4 rows. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue my bling on. So I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree FIXALL. And you can use the E6000 or you can use the hot glue gun. The reason I don't want to use the hot glue is because sometimes you can see the glue through the bling. And I don't want that look. So I'm going to go ahead and use this FIXALL. And another thing, the E6000 is a little bit stronger than the FIXALL, I think. And it could kind of make it melt. And that will distort the cake foam a little bit. So I'm just going to go in with some of this FIXALL. And even though I'm using FIXALL, I still have my door open and window so I can get proper ventilation. So I'm just running it up and down. Okay, I'm a popsicle stick, and I'm just going to use it to smooth this out. Now I just want to go ahead and place this on my foam. Press down. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So now I'll take my tape and just hold this in place while I wrap this around. I'll go ahead and wrap this completely around and come back and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, let me show you what it looks like real fast. My camera is about to die, so I need to recharge it. So yeah, this is what it looks like so far. And I've glued it all the way around. And it pretty much took that whole tube of FIXALL, because I had already used some of it. So yeah, just make sure you have a whole tube if you decide to use FIXALL. But yeah, I might need to add a little bit of glue here, but this is what it looks like. And I'm going to let the camera charge and come back and complete this project. So hold tight. Okay guys, I'm back and I have everything set up now, so I can go ahead and start putting my cake display stand together. Okay, the first thing I want to do, this is going to be the base, so I decided to go ahead and add some bling around the bottom. So I'm going to take a strip of the sticky bling that I picked up at Michael's, and I'm going to attach it around the bottom of the base. Okay. Alright, so just going to stick it along here. Now I could add some additional glue, but I think this is fine for now. Okay, so I've completed putting the bling around the bottom, and it just gives it a more elegant, completed look. So now I'm going to take the bottom, and I'm choosing this for the bottom because of this little dent here in the foam. So I'm going to take the bottom and glue my Lazy Susan on top. And I'm going to add some glue on the high points. want to center this as best as you can. Now just hold it and flip it over. And just add glue on the inside of the mirror as well. So now that you've seen how I glued the cake pan to the bottom of my cake display stand, I went ahead and did the same thing to the one that I did previously. And if you'd like to see the DIY on how I did this one, I will link it below. Using the fairy lights that I showed you at the beginning of the video, I'm going to go ahead and add them to the bottom of this display stand. Okay guys, as you'll see in this tutorial, these are some really great lights. And I've teamed up with BOOMILE to get you guys a 20% discount on these lights. This offer is good until August the 12th, 2017. You'll find the discount code in my description box below. Alright guys, back to the DIY. Okay, so let's get started. So most fairy lights come with a battery pack, but this one comes with a USB, which makes it a whole lot easier for me. So what I want to do is just unravel my lights, the string part, and wrap it around the bottom. And like I said before, I'll go ahead and use some hot glue to attach it. And I'm not going to use a whole lot of glue because I might want to take these off later and use them for something else, or if not, they're fairly inexpensive, so I might just buy more. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this untangled and come back. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm just going to catch you up to what I was doing. So I've been adding the fairy lights to the bottom of this base. So all I did was put some hot glue on the copper part. So what you want to do if you're using hot glue, just hold it down. If you can, please use the low temp hot glue because it will dry faster. And once it cools down, I kind of take my finger and smear it outward, and that kind of holds it in place. So doing it this way with the hot glue gun is taking a long time. So I thought about it and came up with this idea. I was like, why don't I just try some staples? Took some staples from my little staple gun and tried it. So all you have to do is just take your staple and put it over the wire and press down, and that'll hold it in place. So that's what I'm doing. It's a whole lot faster than the hot glue, and I'm glad I thought about that. And because I'm using the heavy duty staples, it's going to take me a little bit more time to get these apart, so I'm going to use these pliers and just take them apart. Once I'm done taking these apart, I'll come back and finish putting the fairy lights on. Okay guys, so I'm just going to do a few of these because there's no reason to sit here and watch me do the entire thing. I'm just going to take a couple of these staples and put them on the fairy lights. Alright, so what you want to do is just take it and put it over. You already have your mirror on your piece. Make sure it's on something smooth so you don't scratch up your mirror. And I'll just continue to do this all the way around until I'm done. As you can see, I've added quite a few of these fairy lights around. Now the thing is, I don't want to go all the way to the edge. So since I still have a fair amount left, I'm going to go ahead and start going back in towards the middle. And guys, as you go around with the fairy lights, you'll see that you can lift some of the staples up that you had already put down and add the wire to that as well to save on staples. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. Okay guys, I'm almost done. So yes, please use the staples. Do not use the hot glue. This is a whole lot quicker and easier. So what I'm going to do now is just go around and inspect them. And if I see any lights just sticking up too high, or if I want to push back further, then I'll go ahead and add more staples there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I'll come back at the end of the video and let you guys see what everything looks like. So hold on tight. I'm really excited about this. Hi everyone, and I'm back. And here's my brand new rotating cake stand. I think it turned out beautiful. What bride would love this? It's bright, it's sparkly, and elegant. A cake display stand that's fitting for a queen. So if you're on a budget and want to add that wow factor to your cake stand, then this DIY is perfect for you. Okay, that's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed this DIY. And if you did, please leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.